Ding dong, bing bong, tick tock. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Sober, also known as Sober Not Sober. Yeah, that's the name of the website too. Sober Not Sober, dude. Are you sober? You not sober? Right? Remember, sober means you're still drinking. Right? It means that you're in between drinks. Okay? It's okay to be in between drinks, but is that really where you want to be? I might have another one? Or are you putting your energy into recovering, into becoming someone that doesn't want to be in between drinks? In the same way that, like, I'm in between jobs. Are you in between jobs, or are you unemployed? You know what I'm saying? We don't necessarily want to be in between jobs, right? We either want to be here, where we prefer, or not there, where we don't prefer. Technically, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying, dude? Hang on, I'm pushing these buttons. Spicy Pumpkin's in the building. What are you doing, dude? Michelle's here. Bulk News here. What you got going on, man? I have no idea what I'm going to say. I just freestyle absolutely everything. 99.9% of my content and everything I talk about is just a bunch of stuff that falls out of my Polly-Shore looking face, dude. So hopefully you dig it. If you don't, that is all good. If you haven't followed me, you definitely want to do that. If you have questions, concerns, you want to get in contact with me, you know exactly what to do. You know where I'm at. You're looking at me. I'm right here, man. You ready for Thanksgiving? You mean Thanks-taking? I don't know what getting ready for that means. I have been alone, 100% by myself, no one around, for years. So I'm not out here going like, I need to get this turkey ready. It's just me kicking it, dude. I don't go to people's houses, man. People don't come over here. I'm not out here like eating a bunch of turkey and doing any of that stuff I used to. What's up, Tina? But these days, over the past couple of years, it's just, I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't even celebrate my birthday. I don't do any of those things because I'm just riding solo, dude. Spicy, you did join early. Stoked to see you, dude. I'm stoked. What's up, dude? How do you stop from relapsing? You put the drink down, you don't pick it up again. The next time you feel like drinking, don't do that. That's how you stop relapsing. But the truth with this is two things, okay? A relapse means you were medically getting better, and then you decided to drink, and now you're medically getting worse. Another way of saying that is the one drink you had, you can't stop drinking now. If that's what you're referring to, then the cure to that is to become a happier person. Happy people don't relapse. Happy people don't sacrifice their progress. Happy people don't consider poisons. Happier, a little bit whatever means, do that. Do the opposite of what you're doing right now. Relapses are not inevitable. As a matter of fact, you're not going to relapse unless you have a dependency, also known as an addiction. If you're not addicted to something and you're not actively, medically, energetically moving away from that, you're transforming your life, then you're not going to relapse, but you may lapse in your sobriety. Lapse is, hey, I haven't drinking on this day, but on this day I did drink, and now I'm back to not drinking. That's a lapse, dude. Just not only the what's in the dude? 2 solid weeks with new meds. What? Thanks for your programs and your help, dude. I'm so stoked for you. That's absolutely phenomenal. I've gotten used to being alone from drinking. Dude, I've spent a lot of time by myself, dude, even when I was drinking. Technically, I kind of preferred that because I didn't have to like explain myself or my emotions or be interactive or anything like that when I was really in the thick of those things. Remember, I'm an ex-alcoholic. This is over 6 years ago, dude. I should have died. Liver failure. My heart stopped. All that stuff. And the crazy part about drinking alone, dude, is you do that long enough, you may die alone, which is super sad. And I say that to go, had it not been for the people that were looking out for me, I would have literally died in a puddle of my own blood with no one around. Very scary stuff, dude. Alcohol is a poison. I'm not saying don't drink it, but if you are, let's make sure we're drinking as a healthy person doing healthy things. I stopped drinking, but I'm sure I was an alcoholic. I drink a lot, but not all the time. Got it. So I think you're referring to you're not sure if you were an alcoholic. Remember this, Captain. If you didn't have an addiction or an extreme dependency, you weren't an alcoholic. But that doesn't mean you weren't drinking exactly the same way. You got to drink like an alcoholic to become one. We have to pretend to be an alcoholic in order to activate that alcoholic gene. Remember this, dude. We pretend to be. if we try and do backflips all day long and we're not succeeding, we're just one, flip away from doing a backflip. In the same way that you're just one drink away from developing a full-blown addiction or dependency. So if we're drinking like an alcoholic, we've got a super high tolerance, we drink often, we drink a lot, we drink till we get drunk, black out, and it's common, that means we're preparing our body to handle that type of continued behavior. And you know what that's called? It's called an addiction, dude. It's not fun. What's up? You're enjoying Module 4? Oh, dude, Back to the Future? Most people don't enjoy Module 4, and they actually try and avoid it, okay? So for those that don't know, I'm the creator of the Beyond Sober program, the Beyond Sober Masterclass. I help people navigate their own minds and evolve through sobriety and step into a state of recovery. You don't have to go to AA, you don't have to go to rehab, you don't need to jump on pills, you don't need to do those things. You just need to show up and practice. You gotta learn, just like this. Module 4, also known as Week 4, is called Back to the Future. That's when we start looking at all of the stories, all of the pains, all of the memories. We start rewriting those stories so we have less of a reason to drink. Remember this, we don't drink alcohol the way we do because we're just stupid humans. Like we're just bad people. No, man, we drink because we're in pain. We drink because of the anxiety. We drink because of depression. We drink because of the habits. We drink because of the trauma or the emotional circumstances that drive alcoholic or addictive behavior. So when we start talking about those things, it's kind of triggering, which is why we don't talk about your past. We don't talk about your problems. We don't even talk about alcohol through a majority of the program, because if we haven't developed healthy coping mechanisms like drinking water, thinking things about things objectively, having a support, connection, and actually understanding what we're capable of, then just talking about your problems is going to give you a reason to want to escape. And the way we escape is with alcohol, and we want to stop doing that. You're addicted to sugar. Bobby, every person on the planet is addicted to sugar. You're also addicted to salt. You're also addicted to breathing. You're addicted to eating, dude. You're not addicted to commenting. That is something that you're choosing to do on your own free will. Everybody needs sugar to survive. We're all addicted to it. Now, when we stop drinking alcohol, we start to crave sugar because we get a lot of our sugar from alcohol. It doesn't matter if it's liquor, if it's wine, if it's beer, if it's a spritzer, if it's, whatever it is. The sweat off a human in a club. We need that sugar, man. Protein actually converts to sugar too, which is why if we're practicing drinking less alcohol, we want to have more protein in our diet, specifically in the morning. So our body has the sugar that alcohol is generally providing. If your body has what it needs already, then it's going to stop urging you towards gaining it by taking another drink, dude. Marianne, thank you so much. What the hell? I was about to ask about sugars. Someone beat you to it, dude. Sugar is super duper duper important, dude. You can't live without it. You literally need it to live. Excessive sugar intake is a problem. We've got diabetes, we got all kinds of regulations and all that stuff. My point with it is one of the most addictive substances in alcohol and even in cigarettes is sugar. Where do you think things get sweet from? Okay? Alcohol is literally ethanol. It lights on fire. You put it in your gas tank. It's combustible. It doesn't taste good. It's not supposed to taste good. You know why? Because it's not supposed to be in our bodies. Yet we do that and go like, how about this? How about I get some orange juice? And we go to Uptown Buffet and have an endless row of, mimosas, right? I don't want to taste the drunk just yet. So this is the trip though. So once we practice drinking less alcohol, even just one less, we want to fill the gaps that alcohol is generally kind of, providing, meaning that we want higher proteins, we want more water, we want to take care of our sugars and whatnot. Which means, switching up our diet just a little bit. You don't need to change everything, but we do need to add healthy sugars. I literally just ate an apple a few minutes ago instead of eating a cookie, right? Get it? So many cookies. I crave sugar sporadically. So to get Reese's cups in my fridge instead of Grey Goose. Dude, that's amazing. I want the sugar. I don't need the goose. Sugar over goose, dude. 100%. I actually have a set of tahini mango popsicles in the freezer right now. Holy salty sweet goodness. I just remembered that they're there because, once again, if I didn't eat the apple, I would have been thinking about the popsicles. So I've trained my brain and body over time to think about, natural sugars first, and then if I still need that hit of goodness, right? I still need that dopamine, which is the other thing alcohol provides. Then I'll go to the the freezer, and I'll eat that popsicle. 100%. My first thought after eating dinner is, where are them popsicles, man? I need it in my face. Sugar makes me crash super hard. Yeah, it's supposed to do that. That's a sugar crash. Gala apples, that's exactly what I'm eating, dude. These Gala apples are like $5 for like 10 or something like that. Super crazy good. Alina, hang on. Please, any advice on self-sabotaging and struggling to stop drinking? It's destructive and ruining me. I believe it. That's what self-sabotage is. So here's one of the first things when it comes down to self-sabotage. The reason why we do that is for one of many things, but the most common one is the illusion of control. An example is, I'm just going to punish myself, okay? I'm the best at it. So many of us were raised in chaotic environments, narcissistic environments, parents that didn't know how to regulate their own emotions, and basically humans that wanted to beat the ADHD out of us, okay? So we would rather have a predictable pain than an unpredictable one, even an unpredictable pleasure. I don't want that pleasure. I don't know where it's coming from. Is it from you? Is it from me? You know what I'm saying? So we self-sabotage. So we have the illusion of control. So we sit here and go like, keep in mind, I used to cut, dude, I've got scars, all this stuff. I used to ruin relationships, man, ruin my body, eat incredibly unhealthy. I literally drank myself to death. I've quit jobs, man. I've started all kinds of chaos and drama. Also, I could basically victimize myself. But with that, I also knew how things were going to play out. And the reason we self-sabotage and do these things also is because we don't feel energetically and down to our core that we are worthy of much more. Success and happiness, Stephanie, is incredibly scary, dude. On the other side of that fear, Henry, is everything that we want. We don't know what it's like to have everything that we want. All the happiness, all the joy, all the friends, all the success, all the abundance, all the peace, all the opportunities. That's a lot, Lillian. That is a lot. And so we sit here and go like, hang on, I don't know if I'm ready to take on the responsibility of maintaining my own happiness. I'd rather just blame the alcohol and stay where I'm at. I'd rather just have an excuse and go, I'm not reaching that because of this thing. It's so easy to sabotage our success, sabotage our jobs and friendships and opportunities in truths and in our systems, all because we want to stay in a familiar pain. That familiar pain, it's also not choosing what's better for us, what's great for us, even though we know we can, even though it's just one choice away. Not choosing that is an act of self-sabotage because it keeps us in the illusion of control, right? It keeps us in the illusion of going, it's okay, 222, it doesn't matter, it's fine. I know how to live here. I know how to stay here. I know how to manage that pain, dude. I know exactly what to do when he says this. I know exactly what to do when I feel like that. I know exactly how to get out of this, at least temporarily, because I've been here 1,000 times before. And that's what life is, right? So why would I go into a space I've never been, even if it's better for me? Why would I do that? It's scary, dude. So this is why when I'm working with people, I'm going like, dude, it doesn't matter how bad you need it. If you don't want happiness, Ann Elizabeth Kate Zilla girl, what up? If you don't want that happiness, you don't want that success, you don't want that abundance, you don't want that peace, Ann knows what I'm talking about, then it doesn't matter how much you need it. Because you're going to operate from the state of desperation simply to say that you're desperate. Even though the answer is right here. I did this my whole life. It's right there, dude. Just stop doing what you're doing. But I don't want to. Dude, what you're doing isn't working. But it feels like it is, but it's not, bro. That belief you have, is it moving you forward? No. Does it feel good to think about? Also no. Stop doing it. But I don't want to. We defend the things that hurt us because we're so familiar with that pain, dude. Alina, that you know what I'm saying? And it sucks, dude. Gina, you're my favorite. Does he respond to chat? I don't respond to chat at all, ever, not even once. I'm getting help and are moving forward. Thank you, bro. Oh, dude, Troy Vanderberg. I'm so proud of you, man. It takes one bad mamma jamma to look at your circumstances, man, and not just seek guidance, but to actually indulge in said guidance. I'll say this, man. Just a few minutes ago, I don't know who's interested. You got, do me a raise of hands, okay? I just built this. Hang on, wait until I say something. I just programmed an app for communicating with narcissists. What? Yes, it's called NARC, N-A-R-C. I've worked and continue to work with so many people who have found themselves in narcissistic relationships or continuing to have to communicate with a co-parent. He's a narcissist, she's practicing narcissism, whatever it is. And there's so much emotion involved, we're constantly living on edge. So what I did is I programmed and built an app called NARC that what you can do is you could actually copy and paste either a text message from that person or upload a screenshot of the conversation. And here's what it's going to do, okay? Before I get a raise of hands on how awesome this is, what it's going to do is it's going to analyze that message. It's going to show you what elements are exactly narcissistic. It's going to point out what they mean, what they're trying to do, what the objective is, and give you 2 additional responses that you can literally copy and paste and send back to them. One of them is aggressive, okay? And the other one is neutral. And then here's what's even cooler. It's designed to create safety, transparency. It's designed to navigate and guide you through an emotional conversation, okay? What it's also going to do is once it gives you that information, you could say, what do you think they're going to say next? It's going to give you between 2 and 5 potential responses based on the responses it gave you previously. So it gave you 2 responses that you could send back to them. Based on those responses, it's going to give you up to 5 additional potential responses and explain exactly why they're going to do it, how it works, what their goal is, and exactly what it might look like. What the? So what it does from there is if you're dealing with a narcissist, you are now energetically prepared to receive one of the 5 types of responses they're most likely to send back to you. Holy crap. Then what you can do from that is just to continue speaking into the app, telling it what they're saying, copy and pasting, and it's going to continue keeping you in a safe and controlled position as you navigate the conversation. Do you think that's something that you could use? If you think you could use that, it's powered by Beyond Sober. It's called NARC. It's not out yet. I'm just telling you. I literally just finished coding it about an hour ago. I have a couple people playing with it. If you think that's something that you would appreciate, you would dig, you would enjoy, you would share, dude, throw hands up for me, dude. Because here's what I'll do. As soon as it's ready to go, as soon as it's ready to launch, which will probably be tomorrow, I'll put it, please do it. Okay, I'll put it in the link in my bio. And you guys should just click it. Open it up. It's completely free. Got it. That's 2. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7. Love this. You can't wait. Got it. That's 8. Okay, so that's most of us, dude. I love this. Yes, it is a GPT, right? It's a custom GPT. And basically what I had it do is examine tons and tons and tons and tons of conversations. It is basically the all-hailing force of all things narcissist, okay? This app isn't going to help you, become one. It's going to help you keep yourself safe while dealing with one. It's also going to sit here and provide links and tools and suggestions. A common example, like the example that I was doing, is that my narcissistic husband is attempting to make me sell my house. Granted, we have an agreement. He's threatening to take me to court because of this, 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 and this. But here's the truth about what's being said. And here's what he said directly. And then what it comes back with. Here's what he's trying to do. He's trying to control the conversation using the threat. He is attempting to create power by using these specific words. And his overall objective is to get you to bend to his will. Here's 2 appropriate responses that you could use that are neutral, one that's aggressive, one that's neutral, that is going to maintain control over the conversation without escalating it. Dude, I'm so excited about it. It's so awesome. And so I'll be continuing to update it. And the reason I put this out is because Emily, she was telling me all about these conversations that, and I'm like, dude, there's got to be a way to create something powerful that we could all use, that is going to help. Dude, I even coded it to go like, it's for co-parenting. It is for negotiating. So co-parenting, negotiating, domestic disputes, legal conversations, as well as family subjects. So it basically means that, how are you doing this without AA? You don't need AA. AA means always alcoholic. What are you talking about? AA is 87 years old. No, most people don't use AA. Have you hit the link in my bio and looked at Beyond Sober, one of the most powerful sobriety and recovery programs on planet Earth? That's how most of us are doing it. Also, I drink a lot of water. So here's where I'm going with this, man. So you are going to have literally the power of an automated system that is, you could literally continuously go back to it and go, this is what they said. You can keep one long string conversations and it will constantly learn. It'll basically understand who you are as a person and respond to you accordingly. I've also designed it to adapt to the way that you speak. So you can say, hey, I'm trying to tell this guy that he's not going to take my children, and it doesn't matter how he feels, what he thinks, or what he does. I don't care how much money he has. I don't care about the girls that are in his life. I don't care. How do I tell him that none of this matters to me? It's going to go through and say, this is how he listens. Hey, what's up, Haley? This is how he responds. This is how you're going to say that exactly. Copy and paste. It's going to give you two different responses. So I'm telling you, man, the power of this thing is just next level, and I just want you guys to have it. I just think it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm also building another one for Beyond Sober. So you're going to be able to speak to it, and it's going to respond to you in my voice. So it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can open this thing and be like, hey, man, I'm about to drink. Hey, man, what am I supposed to do? Hey, man, how do I feel like this? What are your suggestions? It's going to respond as if it was me. So I am constantly in your pocket, and I'm super duper stoked to get that out. That one's going to be a little bit more robust, dude, right? So that takes very specific knowledge. That takes a lot of analytics. I got to upload a bunch of stuff. So I got a lot of stuff coming out, but I'm just stoked. Bailey, what's up, girl? I'm just stoked that that I'm going to be able to release this stuff for you completely for free, so you guys can have it. I'm having such a bad anxiety attack right now because of alcohol, girl. You solved the answer. I mean, you solved the riddle there. It's because of alcohol. So here's the thing. Stop doing that. We know what the issue is. You know what your anxiety exists without alcohol. Alcohol amplifies your anxiety. If you don't live an anxiety-free life or a minimal life of anxiety, then alcohol is going to amplify all of those underground circumstances. Not only that, but it's disrupting all 1,400 chemicals in your body. You've got 50 other hormones. 50 hormones, 1,400 chemicals. And that's what you call life. And then you're just going, how about I just light them all on fire? Boom. I feel funny. Yeah. You're supposed to. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So here's my suggestion. Stop doing that. The other part of that is drink your water, dude. You got to drink your water. How much water have you had? I bet you're going to say a lot. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Not enough. Drink more. You should be in the restroom every 45 minutes, dude. Drink that water, man. It's going to help process that alcohol. Not only that, it's going to keep you hydrated. It's going to lubricate your system. Your organs are going to work better. It's a natural anxiety management tool. It's going to, work on your depression, but it's also going to keep you stable, dude. It's going to keep you full, too. We got to stop drinking the juice, dude. Can this also be used for other substance problems? Yes, 100%. So if you kind of analyze what I talk about, it's very rarely just about alcohol. The cure to everything is literally focusing on being a little bit happier every day. That's it. I don't care what it is. Go for an extra walk. If it's going to release dopamine, dope. I focus on the human mind, the human nature. Okay. We are all human, which means we are all equal in that plane. We're all the equal amount of energy. We're all the equal amount of capable and possible. So I don't talk about just alcohol. I talk about us as people, as humans, and how we relate to substances. So some people struggle with pills. Cool. Well, the answer to that is the same as someone who's struggling with alcohol, because we have to remember this. Alcohol and pills, they are a symptom. One of the things someone hit me up today, it was like, hey, I'm struggling. I was like, was something specific? He says, I'm suffering I'm struggling with alcohol. And I was like, alcohol is a symptom. So what are you really struggling with? And he's like, being happy. I'm like, right. You get it? So what you're saying is, if you were just a little bit happier, you wouldn't drink the same. You wouldn't feel like you're relapsing. I'm 38, brother man. Water is the first thing I drink in the morning. Crazy how that one simple task changed so much. Dude, it's a fact. Sav, thank you so much. Tatted Jupiter, I don't know where the rest of the name went. I sincerely appreciate you. Dude, water changed my life, man. You bored? Drink water. You excited? Drink water. You got nothing to do? Drink water, man. Are you tired? Drink water. You got energy? Drink water. It's literally the nectar of life. You're consuming more of what you're made of, man. You're not made of ethanol. You're not made of poison, dude. Poison is what happens when we put it in our body, in our mind, in our soul, in our energetics, man. When we put that crap in our environment, we become that, dude. We've got to surround ourselves with happier and healthier, more abundance, right? I'm telling you this, man. If you guys came and kicked it with me, you would just naturally become healthier, because first off, the only thing to eat is healthy stuff. The only thing to drink is healthy stuff. The only thing I'm saying is healthy stuff. The only thing I'm doing is healthy stuff. You want to come with me? You want to kick it for a day? It may be overwhelming, but the point is that at the end of the day, Katya, you're going to be like, dang, all we did was things that were good for us. I know. Super easy. Same amount of energy. You just get a healthy result. Isn't that crazy, dude? You just switch it. Just stop doing that. Do this. You know what I'm saying? Easier said than done, though. Dun. I need to surround myself around people that don't bring alcohol around me. Yes, that's true. The other way of saying that is becoming someone that people don't want to bring alcohol around. People that enjoy drinking don't like hanging out with sober people. They just don't. Why would you hang out with a sober kid? He's over there being bored. They're over there like living their healthy life. When we got to remember this. What we don't change, we choose. And what we don't shift, we invite. So if we continue involving ourselves, Katya knows this, around people that continue to drink and influence us, we are teaching them how to treat us. We are teaching them that it's okay to bring liquor around. We're teaching them that it's okay to completely disregard our emotions. We're teaching them that it's more than okay for them to put me in an unhealthy circumstance with alcohol, with people, with thoughts, with energies. How many of the people that you know drink alcohol and are just a pleasure to kick it with? They've got no problems, no issues, right? They have everything. They've got all the money they could ever ask for. Every bill is handled. Everyone they're surrounded with is A-okay in my book, right? Everyone that they know is succeeding and abundant and peaceful and joyful. How many people that you know drink alcohol and are literally the antithesis of success? Zero? That's just how it goes. You can't be physically a healthy person, energetically a healthy person, if you have poison in your veins. If that's even remotely something that you even think about, consider, do, then the answer is no. They're just not. Doesn't matter how we feel about them. It doesn't matter what we think about them. It's just how it is. This is why the doctors ask, how much alcohol do you drink? And you go like, oh, just 5 a week? Oh, no, 5 a day. Dang, that's an extra 1,000 calories a day. And you're here complaining about your weight? Stop doing that. That's the whole thing, dude. Like, we literally physically cannot reach a pure state of joy with a literal carcinogen pumping through our body. Just can't do it, man. What's the difference between unlabeled and beyond sober? This is a really great question. The first off, unlabeled recovery and beyond sober program or beyond sober masterclass. Beyond sober is not just to help you get sober, but to help you get beyond sobriety, help you get your life back, help you become someone that's got a regimen, that thinks with a great mind, that feels great in their body, that's doing great things, that doesn't struggle with saying no to alcohol. Unlabeled recovery is for people who have basically already reached that place. They're not necessarily struggling with alcohol, but they're not happy. They don't feel healthy. They don't feel expansive. This is recovery. This is healing, okay? So I'll say this. Beyond sober is about fixing the reasons we want to drink. Recovery is healing from the underlying issues that drive us towards self-sabotage, or healing from the issues that that prevent us from enjoying our lives. Just because you're not drinking doesn't mean you're happy. Just because you're not hurting yourself doesn't mean you're healing yourself. So sobriety is the first step to recovery. And here's an even better thing. The inevitable result of focusing on recovery is sobriety. If you're focusing on healing, putting your energy into becoming a healthier person, not just doing less unhealthy things, but actually evolving into a healthier person, then the inevitable result is, of course, you doing less of the things that are sabotaging, like drinking alcohol, like all those cigarettes, man, like overeating, like maintaining that narcissistic relationship, like staying involved with those toxic people, with kicking it in your job that you've been trying to leave for 10 years. Recovery, man, is all about evolution, all about healing. The pain's going to be there whether you're drinking or not. It's time to recover from the reasons you want to drink, not just stop doing the things that make you sick. Like, you see what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, 1 Mile Smile? What do you do? Hey, you still on the beach, girl? Thank God for you. I'm still struggling. You're going to struggle your whole life, girl. This is why we recover. Sobriety is survival, dude. That's it. What's up, Pink Peanut? Sobriety is survival. Because we get to feel and see and recognize and really get involved with all of the pains, all of the things. When we stop drinking, we go back to the version of us that prefers to be drinking. That sucks. That sucks, dude. That is not fun. How do you have fun in sobriety? It's your fault why you're not having fun. It's your fault why you are having fun. I'll say this. Sobriety just means not drinking, okay? So a couple of things to talk about in regards to fun. First off, nothing is boring. You are. It's your fault why you're bored, okay? Whether it's because you've been drinking so much alcohol that you physically depleted your dopamine levels. You've literally written your mind into such a degree that it feels impossible to have fun. That's what poor mental health is. Alcohol destroys your mental health. So if you're drinking a lot of it or have been drinking a decent amount for a long period of time, every single sip has been making it just a little bit more impossible for you to create joy and have fun without it. Because remember this, alcohol doesn't make anything fun. It just removes your awareness to how impossible it is for you to create joy on your own. So when you forget that you suck at having fun, you're left with the idea of everything is awesome. Everything's not awesome. You're not healthy, dude. If you can't have that kind of fun without drinking, we have a problem. That's what alcohol does. So the other part of this is if you don't practice creating joy or doing joyful things or putting yourselves in circumstances where joy can be had, then you're practicing misery. You're practicing self-sabotage. So you could stop drinking and still go back to the couch and still watch the same Friends episodes over and over and over, listen to the same music, hang out with those same dudes, still talking that same crap, dude, still listening to the same two parents saying the same two things to you. You're not enough, you don't have enough, you're not doing enough, all that stuff. That's not an environment, nor are we 111 doing anything that is putting us in a circumstance where this is actually kind of fun. Another way of saying this is just because the circus is in town and your favorite movie is playing doesn't mean you're capable of enjoying it. You're boring. And it's not necessarily your fault, but it is your responsibility. I say this as often as I possibly can. Go hang out with some kids, man. Go hang out. Watch the Little Rascals. Watch what they do. They don't need alcohol. They don't need soda. They don't need anything. They need a stick. If they don't have a stick, they'll imagine one. They're out here imagining playing Willy Wonka, Harry Potter. They're doing these things using the power of their mind and literally reacting on an emotional level to things that aren't even real, but feel real. They have all of the tools, but they're also practicing doing happy things, man. They're surrounded with happier person or people. They are watching things that could potentially make them laugh. Turn on Dave Chappelle or something. Who knows? Who knows? But the point with this is, you can't just stop drinking and go, nothing is fun and this is how life is. Dude, you had to literally practice being the most boring person you know before you became that. Now we have to switch it and develop a personality that isn't derivative around alcohol. It's difficult. And this is usually, change mindset 100%. This is usually where people go like, it's too hard being me. I'd rather feel like I'm not me by drinking. So once they start getting bored, they just pick up a drink and go like, oh, thank goodness I'm not that boring me anymore. Everything is fun again. Right. Well, now you just made it even more difficult for you to create joy on your own. This is where dependency comes in. This is why we look at like how we drink alcohol and why. What are my thoughts on NA beer? 99.99999.9% of NA beers aren't NA beers. There's still alcohol in them. It's just very, 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 very little amounts to where it would, if you drink enough NA beer, you would catch a buzz, you could possibly get drunk. It would take a lot. But the point is that you're not getting drunk off the suds. You're getting drunk off the alcohol that's in non-alcoholic beer. So if you don't care that there's 0.05% alcohol in NA beers, there's no such thing as 00. Water is 00. If you don't mind that, then cool, dude. Like, no one's going to sit there and be like, you're not sober because you're drinking NA beer. No, dude. Not under the influence of alcohol, not drunk. 0.05. You've gotten buzzed off like 6? Okay, exactly. So if you're drinking 6 NA beers, dude, and catching a buzz, are you really drinking NA beers? Or just beers with like lower content? Because we're looking at 8%, 5%, 0.5%. Like, that's what it is. So for me, I'm not going to drink NA beer. It's not because I can't. I don't want to drink beer. Like, it's just pointless. It would have to be like Shock Top. It would have to be like NA Blue Moon. I'm not trying to get drunk. I'm not trying to catch a buzz. I'm high as hell all the time. It's because I'm happy as shiza, dude. All the time. Dude, I swear I was on drugs when I was meditating this morning, dude. It was crazy, bro. I don't need anything else. That's how expansive my life is. The other thing with NA beers is the only time I'd ever recommend that or even consider imbibing it is if you've already recovered from your alcoholic behavior. Means that, beyond basic dehydration, it means that if you're not triggered by alcohol and you're not triggered by watching people drink alcohol, if you're not triggered by the smell of it, the taste of it, things like that, maybe you didn't have like a severe problem, you just didn't want to drink alcohol anymore, it just wasn't serving you. My point is if you haven't moved through the sober state, the struggle state, then there's no reason to tease yourself 111 with the illusion of what you actually want. You want what alcohol provides, which is the only reason why you're even craving NA beer to start with. It's very rare. I've never met a person that goes, no, I drink specifically because of the taste. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the bubbly feeling. I don't like the buzz. I don't like to get drunk. I don't like to black out. I don't like those things. I just like the taste. Nobody's ever said that. The only time they've ever said that, and the only time it made sense is, of course you like beer because of what it provided previously. If alcohol did not provide what it does, that buzz feeling, you would never just start drinking it. It tastes rotten. Like wine, it's rotten fruit. Alcohol is gasoline. You literally fuel your car with it. Why do you think it's so difficult to drink? It's not because it's fun and it's a game. It's because it's not supposed to be in your body. And so we're sitting here going like, let's make it taste good. So we recognize less that we're literally killing ourselves. I don't want it to taste like a poison. I want it to taste like a peach. Okay, well, I guess I'm doing less damage because there was less pain when I swallowed it. This is the illusion, dude. But once again, nobody develops a taste for tequila if it didn't get them faded at one point of their life. And then we're sitting here going like, no, I want to taste the alcohol in my drink, dude. I love that taste. I want to know that I'm drinking my Jack and Coke. I want to taste that Jack. That's another massive sign that you've developed a dependency. You're not supposed to want to taste the poison that's killing you. And if you do, that's an issue. If you did almost die, if I didn't almost die, would I have quit? No, absolutely not. At the stage that I was drinking 30 shots a day, 2 bottles of liquor, two fatties of these, easily. And then some, sometimes 45 drinks a day. Like, it's just double shot. It's whatever. To the extent in which I was drinking, the only way that I was going to be able to stop was to die. Like, that's it. Even if my liver didn't start feeling when it did, it would have started feeling shortly after that. Even if I went into like rehabs or AA and did things like that when I was drinking, No, like I would have continued drinking 100% because the tools and resources, the stuff that I needed, the stuff that I created for all you guys, it didn't exist. There was no Beyond Sober program. There was no Unlabeled recovery. There weren't thousands of people on numerous apps all working together going like, you got this, we could do this. I didn't exist as this person back then. So what I personally needed didn't exist. That's why I made it. That's why thousands and thousands and thousands of people have not just gotten sober, but have stayed sober since joining the Beyond Sober program, since jumping into Unlabeled, since working with me personally. It's because these are focused on the underlying core issues that drive alcoholic behavior. Sometimes there's some tears, man. Like, I needed real recovery. I needed real coaching. I didn't need to sit in a room and talk about who drinks more, who drinks less, who did what, who's not doing anything. I didn't need to trauma bond with a bunch of people and develop this cult-like mentality just to stop doing this thing. That's not recovery. That's not what I needed. That's not what I wanted. So I say that to go, I would have eventually drank myself to death. That's just how much I drank, dude. Can I talk about pause? Yeah, post-acute withdrawal syndrome, So here's the thing. Post-acute, this is kind of linked in with what's called withdrawal kindling as well. If you've ever been through withdrawals, you've ever decided to stop drinking, most people that have withdrawals are people who have been drinking a lot of alcohol for a long period of time. That doesn't disregard people who recently started, don't drink that much, or have just been drinking heavily recently. It's a toxin, it's a poison. A hangover is a mixture of different withdrawal symptoms, okay? So withdrawal kindling to start with is if you've been through the withdrawal process, gotten sober, stayed sober, started drinking again, then went through the withdrawal process again, what's happening here is something called kindling, which means the next set of withdrawals are going to be worse and it's going to be harder to get out of. If you get through that second one and then you stay sober, you're doing good, decide to drink, and you go through it again, it's going to feel nearly impossible. So withdrawal kindling is your body's inability to process the basic withdrawal symptoms that are the easiest in the beginning. So this up and down stuff that we keep doing, I'm sober, not sober, that's the name of the website, by the way, sobernotsober.com. This sober, not sober thing, it just continuously makes it that much more difficult. Now, with that said, we also have post-acute withdrawal symptoms, which means it's a delayed response in withdrawal symptoms. So there's a lot of people I've spoken with. Keep in mind, I've worked with thousands and then helped one-on-one hundreds of people, okay? Post-acute means that they stopped drinking and they didn't have any problems. They're like, I just stopped cold turkey. It was easy peasy. I wasn't even worried about withdrawals. And then weeks later or a month later, boom, now it kicks in. Their body's processing was so delayed that their headaches started kicking in. They started to get real nauseous. The brain fog set in. They started to feel real like wobbly. Their insomnia kicked in, dude. Stomach issues randomly popped up. Then their jaundice started showing, the yellow in their eyes. There's a lot of people. And keep in mind, I speak with I'm responding to thousands of messages a month, dude. That's my whole life. It's taking care of people. More importantly, helping people take care of themselves. Is people going like, I stopped drinking 6 months ago and now I have jaundice. Jaundice is the yellow. I stopped drinking 3 weeks ago and now I can't sleep. I stopped drinking 2 years ago, right? And now I'm having these liver issues. This is why we once again want to make sure that if we're drinking alcohol, we want to drink as a healthy person. We don't want to drink like an unhealthy person. An unhealthy person isn't going to drink water. They're not going to eat food. They're not going to get rest. They're not going to sleep. They're not going to have, decent food choices. They're not going to have a nutrition regimen. They're not going to be meditating. They're not going to be thinking these healthy thoughts. They're not going to be doing these healthy things. Only unhealthy people do unhealthy things. Unhealthy people get unhealthy results when they drink alcohol. Healthy people also get unhealthy results when they drink alcohol. The difference is their body's conditioned to be able to handle alcohol in a more effective way. It's because first off, they don't drink that much alcohol. Second off, their body's immune system is usually top notch. They usually have a regimen that they could just jump straight back into. They have the appropriate anxiety management tools. Their depression isn't going to get the best of them. They understand their mind. They understand their energy. They understand their body. They drank in a very specific way, and they weren't out here to get blacked out and go absolute ham and banana sandwiches. Healthy, happy people just don't do that stuff. Emily Lane's in the building. Can you tell us about death and rebirth into the person you started becoming after becoming sober? Goodness, great. Hey, if you guys aren't following Emmy right here, if you're not following E, dude, holy crap. Yeah, I was telling you guys just a little while ago. E, check this out. I was telling them about the NARC app, and I can't even tell you how many hands went up. People just going, dude, I need this. I need this. Keep in mind, I designed that app because E right here, because Emmy, because she's like, hey, man, she just was saying so much information. I was like, let me just build something. Let me create something for us to utilize, right? Turns out that tons of other amazing people can definitely benefit from what we created. So you guys, if you guys enjoy that app or enjoy the concept, you want to thank Emmy right here, because she was the fuel source for me to even design that thing. And I'm so stoked. And what she's doing right now is she's interacting with it. She's having conversations, and she's actually helping code the system. As a woman, not me, but Emmy as a woman, she has a little bit more insight into these circumstances and finds herself kind of a little bit more deeply involved in those types of conversations. So it's from her mind and her conversations that this app came about, dude. So definitely support her. She's a dancer, man. Absolutely phenomenal human being. My favorite person on the planet, dude. Not only that, she's the female version of me, dude. So when you guys see us like together in like the same room, you're going to be like, oh my God, there's 4 hats. How do you afford so many hats? Super crazy stuff. Tell us about the death and rebirth into the person you started becoming after becoming sober. So here's the trip, dude. When I've mentioned this a lot. I've talked to a lot of people about what it feels like to die. And without going into extreme detail, it's just the most peaceful thing you're ever going to experience, dude. Like, if you ever fear death, man, like, it's hard for me to just explain it to you because it's something that is going to be experienced. It is absolutely glorious, and I'm so privileged to have been gifted that experience because it's what I'm working towards in chasing in meditation in everyday life. I understand the human existence, my existence. But the trip is that state of peace and that focal point of evolution was basically this. Kohdi, everything you've ever thought, ever done, ever felt, ever did killed you. And you were gifted peace. You were gifted an opportunity to actually live life. So I had to look at this when I was sick, when I was upset, when I was on the couch, when I was yellow, when I could barely walk, before I could even get into the gym, and go, I can't continue thinking the same thoughts. I can't continue feeling the same feelings. I can't continue doing the same things. I can't continue imagining new results as the old person. I literally have to transform. And so that's what I did. So I started thinking all of the thoughts that the healthy version of me would think. I had to imagine myself. Does Kohdi in the future wear 1 hat or 2 hats? 3 hats? 4? Does he have a stack of hats? What kind of car does he drive? What does he look like? Does he look 38 or does he look 27? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does he have a skincare regimen? Who's cleaning up the back of his neck, man? Who's he dating? Is he married? Does he have kids? Like, what? Like, get extremely clear and go, I need to actually start pretending to be that person even when it's not possible. I need to start saying the things that I want to say. I need to start building the vernacular that I want to have. I need to start studying the resources that I think are going to help me grow. I need to get deeply involved with what I want, not focusing on what I don't want. I have to train my mind and my body to operate on my behalf. I have to program. And once I got really good at that, which once again, it only takes 54 repetitions or whatever, you find yourself automatically thinking these thoughts that you were once forcing yourself to think. In turn, you start feeling these things you didn't even know you could feel. Then you start feeling like you're alive, not that you're just trying to stay alive. Being alive and staying alive are completely different. Once you start feeling alive, you start to do more things that amplify that specific state. That also means your nutrition, that means water, that means sleep, that means friends, communication, rest, relaxation. All of these things that are essential need to be literally mastered, dude. You've got to have the things you need. And that's what abundance is having everything you need at pretty much any time. In time, probably about a year later, keep in mind, dude, I was dead. Okay, most people aren't going to find themselves in that situation, especially if you're here. Learning how to walk again, learning how to think, learning how to feel, developing new friendships, letting go of everything, every person, every place. I had to accept the debt. I had to accept the felony. I had to accept my circumstances. I had to accept everything. I had nothing. No house, car, job, money, friends. None of it. None of it. Gone. And in debt. And IRS on me, right? With all of those things, I had to accept the fact that none of that can be a possibility. So who do I have to become to make sure that doesn't happen again? This is what happens when you start to code your codes, basically saying, creating a regimen that creates regimen, creating thoughts that generate healthier thoughts, creating cycles of programs in your mind and body that actually pull you forward to where your life starts to feel effortless. In that space, in that peace, you start to realize what you're really capable of. You start to recognize who you really are. You start to realize who you were attempting to reach. You start to recognize the density of your power. You start to see yourself as a superhuman, not a victim. You start to see yourself as someone that can do anything, not someone that could possibly just do some things. You start to grow and become this absolutely self-praising human being that's packed with self-love and respect and integrity, dignity, kindness, compassion, love, peace, understanding, curiosity. I personally don't know what else there is. So we have to get clear with who we're becoming and then actively, daily, no days off, take one step towards that. Is this what future me is going to be excited about? Is this version of me something that future me is proud of? If that's a no, then who do I need to be for future me to be excited? Who do I need to start becoming for future me to go like, you're doing it right, dude. You're kicking ass, bro. Does it take a beach house and 2 babies? What does it take? And what do you got to do? It's all possible. Hang on. So I saw something. It was painful and scary for him. Yes, I missed part of that conversation. I see your face about a dozen times a day, and I'm so grateful for that. I see my face the exact same amount per day too, and I am also so grateful for that. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate that. This is very, very true, dude. I see my face all day long, dude. And if you aren't excited to see your own face, dude, then we've got some work to do, and I'm here to help us work that out. I can't even tell you, man. I've seen my face with 18 piercings, dude, bloody, bruised. I've seen my face not looking like me at all. Dude, like I've been through it all. Literally different colored skin, man. Like my skin was bright yellow. It was gross. So I've been through the transformations. Whoa, wrong button. I've been through those transformations, and I know what it's like to literally loathe waking up, to hate the idea that tomorrow is on its way. But these days, you keep in mind, I'm not special. I just practice doing what healthy people do. Healthy people go like, look at those mahogany brown eyes. They're not shit brown. They're mahogany brown, right? They're mahawesome to me. I like that. They're pretty brown, not shit brown. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, those are like dusty gold, right? I say these things to me to fuel my system and go like, that's what I want to say to other people. I mean, look at those crazy green eyes. They're just so pretty. That's the whole thing. So we want to look at ourselves and go like, what do I admire about other people when I look at them? Is it their hair? Is it their face? Is it the way they're, you know what I'm saying? What is it? How can I start embodying that and replicating that? Because we deserve to enjoy looking at ourselves. Dude, Emily, I'll be walking around and be like, dang. And she's like, I know your calves. I'm like, I know. And I'm like, where did this come from? She's like, that booty be popping. I'm like, I don't know where it came from. Look at this, right? Those are the stupid little tiny things that happen all day long. And we're out here going like, dang, dude, look at the sun. It hits you just right. Where did that come from? Whoa. We start to admire ourselves. And it sounds like, oh, you're just full of yourself. Dude, you're not loving me. Someone else, but there's one person loving me. 2 technically right now. 2 people loving me, right? and they're not around. So I'm going to love me and set the bar and make sure that they love me just the same, because they can only add to the standard that I created for myself. And I created that standard by going like, dude, you look good today, bro. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter how they feel. Their opinions of me are none of my business, and my opinions of them are none of their business. The only thing that matters is how I feel about who I am. And as long as we're working towards being someone we enjoy, then that's what makes sense. I see a pinned comment here. How do you feel peace when you start fixing the F-ups? Does the guilt go away with time or self-forgiveness? Great question. So here's the trip. A few different things. It is very rare that you have to fix something, because it's very rare that something is broken. Things appear to be broken or feel like they're not working. So my question to start with is, when you're not thinking about the problem or what's broken, is it still broken? Or is it only broken when you're paying attention to it? When you're giving it all of your energy? Is that the only time that it doesn't work? What are we actually fixing? Are we fixing the problem, or are we fixing why it happens? So very different, dude. So look, the problem, this is the perfect example. The problem is this keeps spilling, right? It doesn't, right? It just keeps spilling. It keeps falling. Every time it falls over, it spills water. It is a water bottle, right? Okay, so let me solve the problem. Put the lid on it. Cool. That doesn't stop. That fixes the leak, but it doesn't stop why the water bottle keeps falling over. The real cure, look, I don't even need to fix this if I could just prevent this thing from falling over. Don't fix the problem, fix why it happens. It keeps happening because I like to flail with my ADHD. And when I'm explaining something, I hit this thing and it's like, I don't got water. You see what I'm saying? So it's very rare that something is broken, but it is very common that we believe it is. It is extremely common that our energy needs to go into mending something that appears to be broken or not working. That's not true. Because here's the trick, dude. When you focus on what is working, the problems fix themselves. Okay? What is working is me moving this bottle out of the way. I can keep doing this. This bottle isn't in jeopardy unless I flail hardcore with my bunk shoulder and I hit this thing. What is working is me being more aware of where the bottle is. If I'm paying attention to where the bottle is, I know where I don't need to be. I need to keep my hands away from this, okay? I'm going to put it over here. Now I can flail all that I want. Now that I've put all of my attention on becoming aware of these things, I don't even have to worry about that thing falling over or looking broken. I don't have to get upset at this thing. You see what I'm saying? When you focus on what's working and what actually moves you forward, you forget you even have a problem, or the problem isn't a problem. You can either shift your perspective of the problem, of going, it literally doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm giving it so much attention. Even if I did fix it, this thing still exists. Forget it. It's whatever, right? Or we could sit here and go like, know what's most important is me becoming someone that doesn't create problems like that. Because in time, things are going to either appear fixed or evolved, or you're going to feel fixed and evolved. So here's the trippiest trip. Guilt and shame only exist because you're a better person. You don't feel guilt and shame in the middle of this. I can't sit here and go, I feel so guilty. I'm going to knock this thing over. Ah! And then I can't feel, what are you talking about? It hasn't happened. And there's no commitment to it. I'm just talking about knocking it over. I can't feel guilty for something that hasn't happened. When I'm feeling guilty because I want to knock this over, who wouldn't want to knock this over? Like, you see what I'm saying? It only happens after the fact, okay? And it only happens after you've realized what you can do. So here's the trip. When it comes to guilt and shame, what we can do and what we're capable of are not the same, okay? Can do and capable of are not the same. You could have not done that, but were you capable at that time? Because think about this. That was the best you could possibly come up with at the time. Infinite decisions, infinite possibilities, including not making one, including shutting up, including walking the other direction, including not caring. You could have done anything on the planet, and the literal best thing of all the infinite possibilities that you could have possibly come up with, you decided to do that thing. That's the best you had at the time, which means you weren't capable of making a better decision. You weren't. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means you weren't capable. You didn't grow enough. You haven't been through enough. You didn't see enough. You didn't feel enough. You didn't know enough. You literally haven't been through the additions that add up to a different decision. It was not possible for you to make a better decision at that time. You could have. There were decisions that could have been made, but you were not the one to make that decision, because the best decision, if we were to hire you to make the decision, we wouldn't have hired you because you didn't have the skills. Why would I hire you to make the decision when you're going to feel guilty for not making another one later? I wouldn't hire you for that. You wouldn't hire you for that either. But this version of you understands more, knows more, sees more, has felt more, has more experience. And then we sit here in the guilt and going like, oh, dude, I can't believe that I wasn't a more evolved person back then. It's not real. It's not true. You don't have to feel bad for not being someone else. You're a different version of yourself. This version of yourself is the one that's capable of generating guilt and shame. Here's the coolest part about guilt and shame. We're done now. Did you feel the feeling? Does it suck? Did it hurt? Do you like it? Did you learn? Did you figure it out? Are you going to do it again? Are you someone we have to worry about? I didn't think so. You're done now. We could be over it. You do not have to continue hanging on to these painful memories, rerunning the same stories, redoing all these things in the hopes that the past will be different. That's what forgiveness is. Letting go of all hope for a better past. Dude, you beating yourself up now isn't changing what happened back then. This guy that 4 days sober is sober, and as a non-drinker. 4 days sober is sober. It takes 4 days for alcohol to process out of your body. You ever had DTs? Yeah, I died from DTs. My heart stopped. I was hallucinating, bro. Billions of spiders, dead bodies, demons, the whole deal. That's insane. Angry Legos, machines trying to eat my feet. DTs were the scariest thing. That's how I ended up in the hospital. So as a non-drinker, someone that did drink for 24 years and spent 16 years drinking at high risk, 2.5 years as a high-functioning alcoholic that needed it to live with a high dependency and addiction, I am telling you, scientifically, neurologically, biochemically, that it takes 4 days for alcohol to get out of your body. And at that point, you are no longer under the influence of alcohol. The definition of sober is not under the influence of alcohol, not drunk. And if it takes 4 days for your brain and body to molecularly break down the chemicals and compounds associated with the intoxication of your bloodstream, if it takes 4 days, dude, you're not sober at that point. Sober is sober. I'm not more sober than somebody at 4 days. I haven't drank in over 6 years. I'm not more sober than somebody who hasn't drank in 4 days. Unless there's remnants in their body of like microscopic elements of the ethanol that may be lit on fire at some future occasion, we are the same amount of sober. Now, 4 years sober is not equal to 4 years recovered. Yeah, most people aren't even going to attempt to recover. They're just going to get sober, which means they're going to remain the same person that prefers to drink alcohol but is actively saying no. That's crazy. It's quicker than you think, 100%. Sometimes it only takes alcohol a couple days for alcohol to process out. Some other people, it takes 5 days. Some people, 6. But this is why it takes the average amount. So if you went to the doctors after 4 days, if you had a drink 4 days ago and went to the doctors tomorrow, they're going to run a blood test or a urine test and be like, there's nothing in here that we can detect. Cool. You're just as sober as the doctor is. It's hard to sleep. That's because alcohol causes insomnia. How long until your liver was considered stabilized? That's really good. That's the first time someone's asked that question. There's 2 different answers for that. Kelsey, what's up? Thank you so much. The first stabilization was when I was in the hospital. Okay. When I went in, I was a 30.6 bilirubin. Okay. So my liver enzymes were elevated. I was dying from liver failure. Okay. So it was a 30.6, and then they put me into 4 hospitals. The last one was a research facility Whatever they did to me in that facility started lowering my jaundice levels. So it went from a 30.6 to an 18.6, which basically means they brought my jaundice levels down by halfway. Keep in mind, most people on the planet, we all have bilirubin in our system. It's secreted in increments. A typical increment is 1. So between 0 and 1 is a regular, healthy human being, bilirubin levels, liver functioning just fine, okay? 18 is 18 times more than the typical healthy human. But 36 is 36 times more. That's a problem. So even though they brought it down to 18, I was still 18 times worse than a regular healthy human with no liver issues. The point with this is, once we reached that 18, there was enough stable information, enough analytical data, and we're going to say resonance of my liver not getting healthier, but not getting worse. Okay? Now keep in mind, the doctors didn't save my life. They stopped me from dying. Even though I went through cardiac arrest, my heart stopped and already ended up in ICU. The point of the last hospital was to go like, can we stop his liver from failing completely? It was already on the way out. I wasn't supposed to make it. I already signed my life away, all that stuff, okay? So when they brought it down to 18, they're like, dude, we're doing good work here. Wow. Okay, so look at my numbers. I did the best I possibly could with all my ADHD, Ashley, to go, I think I know what you're saying, okay? They rolled me out of the hospital. I lost my ability to walk, so I was in a what is that called? Wheelchair, in a walking belt, all that stuff. And then I was on 18 pills a day, baclofen as well. And these are all vitamins and nutrients and minerals and all that stuff. All the stuff that I take right here is what they were giving me in the hospital. So after that, I was in and out of diagnostics facilities, and they were running blood tests, checking my enzymes and doing all that stuff. I did that for about 6 months, but it was about 2.5 months in where they're like, you could start showing up once a week instead of twice a week. So instead of going 8 times a month, I was going 4 times a month. And then after that, it was, like twice a month. And then it was once a month for about 9 months. So I'll say like I reached a steady plane after all of that, about 2.5 months, possibly 3, because that's how long it took for my jaundice to go away. So I was bright yellow, slowly fading yellow for about 2 months. But about roughly a month after the jaundice went away is when they're like, dude, I don't think you're going to have any problems. But I still needed to take my medications and lactulose and all that stuff, and it absolutely sucked. How was you feeling with bilirubin was 36, and how much was your liver enzymes? Dude, okay, so my liver, I got to look at the actual paperwork. Elevated enzymes is like 1,500 and above. Mine were way above elevated. My jaundice level at 36, dude, your skin is on fire, dude. Like, you are itching, you are hot. It's like having a constant fever, dude. You're itching, you're rashy, you're bruised, you're black, blue, purple. Because there were so many needles put in my arm to like draw fluids and put in nutrients, my whole arm turned black, dude. The whole thing. Because I was yellow. So black and purple, purple and all that stuff. Dude, it was absolutely horrid, dude. I think there's like one video with my giant, just purple black arm, and I flashed it for like a second. It's pretty gross. But they did tubes here, went through my neck, went through my chest. I got my scar right here. But it was horrendous, dude. It's like your blood is on fire. Your skin is itching, dude. You are so insanely uncomfortable, man. Your muscles hurt too. Your eyes are constantly dry. Like, you are just out of it, man. And there's so many people, dude, literally at least once a week, someone saying, hey, my eyes are bright yellow. How long till this goes away? Can I just start drinking more water? How much do I have to drink? How much water do I have to drink before I'm healthy again? Dude, you rocked your liver. Like, that only happens when you've gone too far. That yellow doesn't happen to healthy people. It just doesn't happen. When did the sugar cravings stop? They don't. Sugar cravings are never going to stop, Chris. You know why, bro? You need them to live. I'm craving sugar right now. I'm thinking about that popsicle because I was talking about it earlier. Sugar cravings are never going to go away. You're just going to solve them in unique ways. So here's where I'm going with this. Part of we're going to say come down process, if you've been drinking alcohol and you're deciding not to drink, you're going to crave sugar because there's sugar in alcohol. So most people, once they stop drinking, they start going straight for the cookies. They start going for the baked goods. They go for the ice cream. They go for the candy. They do these things and they gain extra weight. What's interesting is if you were drinking a lot of alcohol, you had all these additional calories. Some people are drinking an additional 1,000 to 2,000 calories in alcohol every single day. So when they stop drinking, even though they're burning calories by not drinking, because they're in a caloric deficit at that point, they're still consuming sugar and packing on those calories. So some people may slim down a little bit, but then maintain that weight because they haven't fixed their diet yet. They're still craving that sugar. So, excuse me. So check this out, Chris. Here's what I want you to do, bro. I have on my counter right now, I have 2 different kinds of protein. One is a pea protein that tastes like peas, like actual like vegetable peas. Really good on your digestive system, dude. You're not farting up a storm, dude. You're not clearing rooms out. It's not made with milk or anything like that. It's like $50 for 7 pounds, bro. It is so awesome. Like my house smells good. I can smell all the flowers. But I'm also packing on that meat. I was in the gym today. Like I'm still getting all the nutrients and everything from that protein. The reason why I say this, bro, is protein early in the morning converts to sugar later. So what I want you to think about is adding more protein early in the morning. So if you can have like a high protein breakfast, low sodium too. High protein, we're talking about like bacon, eggs. I had 3 eggs a little while ago. Bacon, eggs, sausage, meat, whatever you want. Any type of protein. More protein in the morning and then add a protein shake, dude. If you're doing basic protein and then you start having like 60 grams of protein, even 45 grams, that's 2 scoops of protein. You put that into your diet, dude, your body's going to convert that protein. This isn't the neuroscience behind it, but this is technically what happens. It converts it to sugar, which means you're not going to think about sugar that often. Your body already has what it needs, and you didn't have to go eat sugar. You didn't have to do that. So you're going to crave less sugar, which also means you're going to think less about alcohol. Plus, you've got more protein in your diet, which means you're going to be able to not just gain muscle if you're starting to move your body and whatnot. You're going to be more satiated. You're going to eat less. You're going to feel more full. You're going to have more natural occurring sugars in your body. Think less about alcohol. You will get better sleep, man, and your diet will shift for the better. So look into different proteins, bro. Pea protein doesn't taste that great, so I actually mix it with juice, like orange juice, or even Splash. And just kind of like 2-second pour of the juice and then a scoop of the protein. I bang back 4 or 5 of those every day. Super good, dude. And that's also a healthy diet. So not only are you curbing your sugar, but you're practicing healthy nutrition, which is like the best. If you could have another protein shake, dude, like in the afternoon or towards the evening, we'll say like 3 or 4, just bang that back, dude. Let your body break it down. You're going to eat less sugar, dude. You're going to lose weight. You're going to feel better. And your body's going to have what it needs, man. So it's going to be under less stress. Did I ever try drinking again? No, dude. Alcohol's a poison. It already killed me once, bro. Why would I drink the thing that killed me? That's like, I drank a bottle of Clorox, then I died. I'll try it again. That's insane, dude. So your bilirubin continued to lower on your own over time. Yes, that is exactly it. Keep in mind, what the doctors had me on was nutrients, okay? So when they linked me up, when I was bright yellow and they linked me up, they were giving me banana bags. And those banana bags are vitamins, minerals, just basic nutrients, saline, which is salt, electrolytes, all of those things. So when I left the hospital, I had 2 handfuls of pills I had to take every day. And they were just multivitamins, okay? And then 1 muscle relaxer called Baclofen, which is also helping people like curb their alcohol cravings. It's a muscle relaxer. I didn't know this. I guess it was like a low dose. My point is that because I started living a healthy lifestyle, I started eating food cooked at home. I wasn't out at Mickey D's and doing all this stuff, Taco Bell. I cooked everything at home. At that point, I had someone cooking for me because I literally couldn't walk. Everything was being made at home. Everything was, home cooked meal. What we were deciding to eat was good. I was drinking water left and right. I was in the restroom way more often than I wanted to. They also had me on lactulose for the brain fog and the ammonia that was in my brain there. And I didn't jump on medications. Even though I had ADHD, didn't jump on Adderall, didn't jump on Vyvanse or anything like that. So the reason I say this is your body is designed to fix itself. It's designed to heal itself. But most people think that living healthy is a joke. They think that it's something that the nutrition industry is just trying to benefit on. Dude, if you want to go break down all of the macronutrients that you're going to get from different animals and all of these things, and then like design this whole regimen where you've got to like literally extract the nutritional values from all this stuff, have fun with that. That sounds insane. Or you could just take a multivitamin. That's why they made it. They made it simple. The two things that I'll always invest in is nutrition and coaching all day. Mind, body, soul, 100%. Take my money. If it's going to make me feel better, help me get better, help me live longer, in like Flint. Let's go, bro. So with that said, I also meditate every day. So I started meditating. Dude, when you create a sense of peace in your body, you have additional energy that your body is going to use to heal you, to fix you, right? That's what sleep is for. That's why we go into comas, is so we could basically attempt to heal ourselves. Did you experience any afterlife when you died? 100%. I became everything. I became the infinite. I became God is another way of saying it. To experience, most people's concept of afterlife is, did I go to another place? You don't necessarily go to another place. You become every place. It is your energy leaving your body and returning back to source. You become one with everything. You're not human at that point. You don't have your emotions. That's all human stuff. You don't have your body. You don't feel pain. None of that stuff. I remember the tunnel, it's expansiveness. I've tried to describe it numerous times, and it's like impossible. The best way that I can explain it is with a book called Journey of Souls. If you're ever remotely interested in life after death and what that feels like, what it looks like, what it smells like, tastes like, sounds like, Journey of Souls. You could also listen to it on YouTube. They go into explicit detail through hypnosis and patience and all this crazy stuff. People who have had near-death experiences, people who have left their body, went to different dimensions, all that stuff. And I've actually met about 25 people who have had the exact same experience that I have. And there's no words to describe it because it's human. You're not human when you're over there, dude. You're just not. Like, everything that you understand in your reality doesn't exist. And you're okay with that, because in order to not be okay with that would be something that a human would do. But when you're on the other side, you're no longer human. So you don't have those worries or anxieties or anything like that. What did my blood work look like? Horrible. I haven't tried, Gila. I don't even know what that is. Reduced brain damage. Yeah, I use something I practice something called cognitive reserve. If you don't know what neuroplasticity is, it's your brain's basic ability to rewire itself and heal itself. So thoughts, the signals that fire together, they wire together. They basically become one. They link together. So even if you've had brain damage, you could train your brain with new thoughts, new regimens and programs that help you evolve and grow and challenge your brain to such a degree that it actually gets stronger. Keep in mind, I could barely even think straight. I could barely even put sentences together. But because I practiced, because I challenged my brain and my body to create these codes, I was able to, get back on my feet. I wasn't stable on my feet, which is why I do all the balance work and stuff in the gym these days. I'm just pushing things to the next level, dude, and having a blast while doing it. Okay. Check it out. My throat is starting to hurt, and I am out of water. Real quick, CV, livers don't hurt, dude. And they don't hurt because they don't have pain receptors in that sense. So here's the thing. I'll say this. If your right side, I don't know which side you guys are viewing me from, maybe this, your right side, okay? Your right side is your liver, and it takes up a majority of your right side, okay? It's almost like under your ribs. It is massive, dude. It is the filter of your body. Everything you think and drink and eat goes through your liver. Its whole purpose is to process out all the crap. If we keep filling our bodies with crap, that means our liver's working harder. Now, here's the trip. Livers don't exude pain. They don't have those types of receptors. That's how powerful this organ is. But what it does do is it swells. When your liver starts to swell, it starts to push on your ribs. It starts to push on your other organs. Your stomach starts to get bigger. All of those, they do have pain receptors. Your ribs have receptors, your epidermis, all this. So you start to feel a pain on your right side, which is your liver, but that's not actually your liver in pain. It is your liver creating pain, your spleen too, right here, creating pain with the surrounding organs. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Your liver's not supposed to enlarge, but your spleen will enlarge. My spleen enlarged because my liver was swelling so bad it needed to basically ask for help. And your spleen, for lack of better words, is like a smaller liver. So when this thing was the size of a football, that's huge. It was like, hey, I need help. That's how I got my umbilical hernia. My spleen is enlarged by about 12 centimeters, and it's not going to go down. That's just how big it is now. It's about the size of a softball, roughly. But yeah, dude. So I say this to go, no pains are supposed to be ignored, dude. Emotional pains, physical pains, energetic pains, financial pains. We're not supposed to find a pain and go like, how do I get away from this? We're supposed to look at these pains and go like, how can I do better? How can I prevent this from happening? Hey, thank you so much, SSB. How can I evolve into someone that doesn't cause pain? How do I become someone? What do I have to do to evolve into someone that doesn't mind being in pain? We're not supposed to go like, it's just pain. The normal amount of pain is 0. How the hell do I stop? You put it down, don't pick it up, bro. That's it. That's all you have to do. It takes 4 days for alcohol to get out of your body. Once it's out of your body, it's staying sober. That's the issue. Getting sober is easy. Put it down, don't pick it up. That's it. Staying sober, that's why I have the program. Beyond Sober, dude, is there to guide you through fixing the reasons that get you to drink, to self-sabotage, to hurt yourself, to crave poison, to desire toxins, to consider jeopardizing your life. Keep in mind, it's not the alcohol. Alcohol is a symptom, dude. Withdrawals don't happen to most people. Everyone is just convinced. Like, this is like this crazy fear tactic. 99.9% of people are going to have basic withdrawals. A hangover. You're going to have a headache. Your stomach might hurt. You might be a little nauseous. You've had them before, dude. I can't even tell you how many people. I've supported thousands of people. Thousands of people have been through my program. Hundreds of people. And they've all said this. I thought it was going to be worse. I know you did. That's why you kept drinking for 2 extra years. You thought that the withdrawals were going to be so intense that you were going to have a seizure, that you were going to literally need medical assistance. You thought that your brain was going to explode. You thought you were going to have to go to rehab. You thought you were going to have to call a babysitter for your kids. You thought all this stuff, and none of it was true. That's alcohol attempting to convince you that you need it. It's not true, dude. Now, if you do live in fear of withdrawals, then I have a website for you. It's called the Single Shot Method. You can go to singleshotmethod.com or click the link in my bio. I'm telling you, if you haven't connected with me yet, hit that link, dude. I'm chatting with so many people, dude. I'm literally building robots to help so many people. That's how many people I'm working with. Dude, there's a Beyond Sober Masterclass. There's the Unlabeled Recovery Program. And then the next one is the Single Shot Method. It is how to practice drinking less alcohol safely and remove your fear of withdrawals, okay? Quitting cold turkey if you have a lot of alcohol in your system or do it often, that may invoke a type of withdrawal worry circumstance. This is why I don't encourage that. I don't care if you jump into the masterclass and I'm working with you directly or you're working in the community. You could join the program, dude, and still drink. The point is that everything you need is right there to help you practice drinking less. Some people jump into the program, they make it 1 week, they don't even need the rest of the program. They just figured it out, right? Because it's all right there. You do it at your pace, on your time, in your house, in your way. The answer is you. The only way is your way. That's why Beyond Sober is so successful. That's why we keep talking about it. That's why it's syndicated, man. It's all over the world, dude. It's because you are the reason why it works. You are Beyond Sober. But with that said, just because it is simple to do doesn't mean it's easy. That's why we have the support. That's why I'm here, right? That's why we have the systems. That's why we have the accountability. That's why we have the coaches and the community and all of that stuff. As long as you want it, dude, as long as you're like, dude, I'm ready to not just get sober, but get beyond sober. That's my name, by the way. Then it's going to happen. And we're going to make sure that that happens for you. That's what we've dedicated our lives to. Dude, even on TikTok, dude, over 4,100 videos right here. thousands of hours, man. Hundreds of hours recorded on the podcast, including right here with you, 30 hours a month, man, kicking it with you. All helping people practice drinking less alcohol, but more importantly, improve their quality of life. I don't care if you drink. I care if you're healthy or not. The healthier you are, the less you're going to drink. That's it. So I want to make sure that you have all the tools and resources, and that is connected to the link in my bio, sober.com, same thing. Everything you could ever possibly need. Tell the world, dude. Let them know, bro. The calendar is ready for you, man. I'm ready to kick it. I also take on one-on-one people who are just like, hey, man, I'm ready for this, but I need a coach. Got you, man. Just let me know. With that said, my throat's closing up. Char, I sincerely appreciate you. Everything we need is on the website. There's even a step-by-step guide. So if you're like, hey, dude, I don't want to join a program. I don't want to listen to a podcast. I don't want to get into the recovery system. I don't want to coach. I don't want to join a community. I don't want to do anything. Just get the guide, dude. It's free. It's literally step-by-step, how to do it, why it works, how to implement it. Everything is right there. And then more importantly, dude, I got the bot coming out too. So you guys can literally interact with me 24/7, put me in your pocket. Doesn't matter if you're struggling or you just have a couple questions. It's going to be programmed with my mind. So it's just like I'm right there with you guys. And that's something that I'm releasing to everybody that kicks it with me on the website, dude. So feel free to hit that link, man. I'm not going to spam you. I'm just going to send you all the stuff that you need. On that note, I feel it right here, man. I don't want to lose my voice again. I love you, man. Excuse me, and thank you so much for kicking it with me, dude. I'm so stoked to see you. Thank you so much for all the just badass questions, man. There were some absolutely phenomenal questions tonight. Thank you for arriving as a community. Thank you for your continued support, dude. We've been here for years, man. Y'all keep showing up. Y'all keep getting more powerful, more expansive, dude. Y'all keep putting these, concepts to actual work. You keep growing, dude. We keep connecting. We keep literally influence each other to take care of one another, man. That's the whole point. That's what we do. We all win when we all win. And I honestly cannot thank you enough for being exactly who you are, dude. You deserve all the love, all the badassery, dude. Like, straight up. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be me if it wasn't for you. It is true. I absolutely love kicking it with you and being with you, man. And I'm so stoked to reconnect. And that'll probably be tomorrow night. I've got some more content for you. Do me a favor. I would love this too. If you are still here and you are interested in that, the NARC bot, do me a favor. Hit the link in my bio. Just be like, NARC. And as soon as it's out, dude, I will literally email you a public copy. It should be out the next day or so. I will email it to you directly with a personal message. Go like, here's your bot. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I could add to it. And let me know how it works for you. So please do me that favor, or send me a message on TikTok here and just say you're interested, and I will make sure that you get a copy. With that, I love you. You're amazing. Just like my mother always says, take care of you, dude. Yeah. Take care of you. Maybe drink a little bit more water. Maybe you have a good night.